Good evening and welcome to the weekly Emotional Awareness live discussion. And this evening I should have with me once again Chris Moon, MBE, should be talking about his journey from becoming an amputee through to running an ultramarathon, and also some of the work that he did back in the services. I'm going to hold on for a few minutes tonight, let some people come live, hopefully let Chris join us. We did have an issue a couple of weeks back where Chris had a family incident, so he wasn't able to turn up as a guest. But today he had reassured me he would be here on time. Fingers crossed again that he does turn up. I hope I don't get let down twice. Because I haven't got a backup plan tonight. So while we're waiting for people to come on live, I just think, what can I do? Some updates for you. Updates. I have my phone on silent for this evening, but in the event that one particular phone call does come in, because my son and his fiance were due to have their baby yesterday, so now overdue, and when they do rush to the hospital, I've got to go and look after my granddaughter. So I am on a call for babysitting duties still, and possibly next week depending on how late she goes. So what I may do, depending on what happens this week, I might skip next week's session to allow time for the baby to come, for me to do my nanny duties, my grandma duties, and have some time with the family, and then I might be back the week after. So fingers crossed, see what happens, and we should all be good by then. It might even be 2 weeks depending on how late it goes. So waiting for some people to come on, waiting for my guest, who again is late. I think this evening, if he's not here by 10 past, I'm just going to say call it quits and call this a short discussion this evening, but we'll see how we go. Not a lot happened online otherwise. The only other thing I will give a quick update is hi and welcome who has joined us. Good evening, good to see you. So while we're waiting for Chris, the other quick update, as well as waiting for baby to arrive and me being on call, is that I have been going through some personal issues of my own, and I am stepping back, and you'll probably notice I've stepped back from the business a bit already, and I'm going to be stepping back a bit more over the next couple of months. And the book is there, it's on Amazon, nobody's going to take the book away, and anything that I've already put on YouTube is going to stay there. The group is there if anybody wants to come in and interact. I'm not taking any of that away, but I'm just going to be taking a little bit of a step back for a while. So I'm going to try and keep the Tuesday night awareness discussion going, which is due to run through to Christmas. I do need to find some more speakers, but I'm trying to keep that going right through to Christmas, because that was my challenge, to keep myself going for a whole year and to actually try and complete a challenge. So once again, hoping, fingers crossed, that Chris will join us very, very soon. I've messaged him once again, sitting here, we'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, trying to think if there's anything else I can update you on. I could show you some bits on the website, bear with me. If I can find my website, and I will share that with you. Here we go. I've not shared this on the live show before. Share screen, this one, share. Here we go. So a quick intro to this, my website, if anybody hasn't been on it before. When you first come on, you will see the join mailing list. You may join that. I haven't sent an email out for a couple of months. So hi anybody, welcome who's just joined us, who's watching. Still waiting for my guest again this evening. So fingers crossed he will arrive soon. We seem to be having a repeat scenario of 2 weeks ago. I feel like Groundhog Day. It's like been here before. Does anybody else ever get that feeling like it's Groundhog Day? And that does have some weird emotions tied to it, doesn't it? So quick intro on the website while we're waiting for Chris, because I haven't introduced the website for a while. So the mailing list, I haven't done one for a couple of months, but I will try and reintroduce that again soon. You can close that, you don't have to join, but I'd appreciate when you do. We have the menu nice and clearly along the top here, and some of the items are drop down, so under services free stuff, Under book you've got reviews. What else have we got? We've got events, media, blog, about, and contacts. It's just those two that have got some drop down because I couldn't quite get everything on the menu. These are pretty much the same links, but they just made a bit more graphic, make it a bit more user friendly to watch and see. So yeah, do say hi if you're in the room, and let us know who's here. So it'd be good to get the chat going today while we're waiting for Chris. So quick introduction. Obviously, you know, even though I'm going to take a bit of a step back for a little while, this is the book. It is available on Amazon. You click on these links, they'll take you straight there. That's not going to go away. That's there forever. So you can get the book at any time, Kindle, paperback, and it's in colour or black and white. And the book is based around these two diagrams. If I bring these two up, they just pop my face off the bottom. That's distracting for a minute. So the book is based around these two diagrams. And the first one I ever introduced was the emotional cycle diagram. This is actually the one that I did my TEDx talk on back in 2017, and to introduce that there is a new way to talk about emotions that actually encompasses this visual method of understanding emotions. It's the same one I have up on the screen up here. I don't know if you can see where I'm pointing. You might see my cursor, you might not, but it's the... Hang on, let me do it this way, you'll see it. If I keep the cursor on the screen over there, you'll see it on the live screen. It's all really confusing. So this is the one that's the emotional awareness cycle, which I refer to. Within the book, that's then broken down into a dynamic understanding. So we have, where it says see your emotional cycle, that is a third of the book that's dedicated to understanding this. So a third of Brain Unchained, of this book, is dedicated to understanding, like about this much roughly, is just understanding the red, the blue, the yellow, the black, and then the orange, why the inner and orange outer circles and what they all mean. So it's just breaking that down into an understanding. And then the second part of the mood mental model, as I call it, this one up here, is what changed helps. So when we're talking about inner change and outer change, there is now another third of the book which breaks that change down. So you understand that there are only 5 types of change that can happen when you chunk life up. And it breaks that down into an understanding of how those changes affect you, whether they're positive or negative, whether they're inner changes or outer changes, and just how that affects you, whether those changes happen in different areas of the emotional cycle. So that's the second part of the book, which is what changed helps. And this breaks down into an acronym. The HELPS literally means the 5 types of changes that can happen. That is your health, emotional, logical, physical and social. But it explains the reason for all of those in the book and some examples of each. It gives some exercises to follow through, so thought-provoking exercises to make you think your way through things. And then finally we've got the keys to flight. So it's like following a route, in that you've understood, once you've got to the point of understanding what your emotions are and where they are on the diagram, and then understanding what changed, the final part to that is understanding the root cause of that change. And then when you understand that root cause, there are only 5 root causes, again, which are broken down into the acronym of FLIGHT, and those root causes become your keys to turning life around again, the keys to success. But the book also talks about what to do when you follow this strategy and this pattern and you get stuck. Because sometimes we come across barriers we don't seem to have the keys to, we don't seem to have the understanding of. And so that's where this turns it all around and brings it back. So that's a brief introduction to what the book is about, etc. And also when I offer coaching, I do online coaching with Zoom and mentoring. Again, it's all based around this strategy and an educational model, which is very different to having therapy. So I do not class myself as a therapist in any way whatsoever. This is educational, and it's something to help people build that understanding. So thank you for joining me this evening. If anybody's in the room, please say hi. You might have to just give StreamYard permission to display your name as you say hi, so we can introduce you on screen. I'm still waiting for Chris to join us. If he hasn't joined me soon, I'm probably going to cut this one short tonight. Fingers crossed he will be here very soon. So quick intro on the website while we're waiting for my guest this evening. So that's what I say basically. We've got the menu, all the social media links are up here, but basically I just use Facebook and LinkedIn are the two key ones. Oh, it's Andrew. Hi Andy, how you doing? And Karen, hi, good to see you. Thanks for joining me. And I say just real shame, I'm hoping Chris does turn up because this is the second time I've scheduled him and the second time I'm sitting here talking on my own and it looks really embarrassing. So fingers crossed he will be here in a minute. I keep keeping an eye on my phone and text and messages and nothing's coming up. So again, I'm sure there must be a really, really good reason because he really did confirm with me today that he will be here. And yeah, fingers crossed. If not, we'll just play it by ear. There was a really good reason last time and I'm pretty sure there is again today. So just moving on quickly through the website, we've got the book page, which tells you more about what's in the book, about why I wrote it, a little bit about the backstory. I won't cover too much of that, about that here today. But this is the important bit. When you've read about the book and if you know whether you like the book or don't like it, at the bottom here are the links to all of the books worldwide. Because it's not just available in the UK, it's available in the US, Canada, Germany, Spain, France, Italy, Japan, Netherlands, Mexico, also over here in Kindle version. So there's more available on the Kindle version on the right hand side here than there are on the paperback and colour. So the links to all of those are there directly to the ones you want to buy. So I've done that purposely to make it really easy that this is a starting point, a really good portal for finding the book worldwide. Where we go next? Book, we've got underneath that reviews. This is one of my favourite pages. I like it when I've had a happy customer. It starts off with some reviews and interviews. There's some actual videos on here that you can play. These are linked from YouTube, but they can play directly on screen. And these are all the links to start with when I had the book launch back in January. And so those are all there to replay, and there are more over on YouTube in the book launch playlist. But those are the key ones I wanted. Tosin Oganusi on the first video up here. This one, he was my book mentor who helped me to take what was my concept with the emotional cycle diagram and build it up into that mood mentor model, because I knew I had this strategy of an acronyms to go with the diagram, but I didn't quite know how to structure it for the book, and he helped me to finalise that and do a really good job of then putting the book into a really suitable format for the publishers. Kai Graham in the middle is a lady who read the book. She did an amazing review for me on the launch day. I'm so grateful. It was a beautiful review that I had not asked for, but she just did it on video. So I've put that one up. And again on launch day, the third one, Labushi Mayeron, is from DVG Star Publishing, and that was the lady who helped me through the publishing process. And again, lovely. So you can watch those interviews on there. Still waiting for Chris to turn up and join us. Thank you for him coming to join me and keep me company. I love it. Right, did we get to services? There's a little bit on here about what I offer in terms of being a speaker, a mentor and a trainer. So if anybody heard the beginning of this, I am going to take a little bit of a step back for a while and not be so pushy on social media, etc., because I have some personal issues and some health issues I need to deal with. But at the same time, if anybody does want the services, don't hold back from coming forward. I am here. So there is mentoring for parents. I can offer mentoring for staff one-to-one. Like if somebody wants to up their skills as a manager role or supervisor or school staff, or anybody want to increase their empathic skills, then definitely I'm very willing to work with them, because nobody should be refused access to this kind of information. So I can do that on Zoom and masterclasses. So if a corporate company wants to do like a series of like mini classes for an hour or so each, or schools or whatever, I can do that. So it's all listed on the services page. Free stuff is an who doesn't like free stuff? I love free stuff. When the page loads, here we go, and there we go. We've got tonight's video showing, because I've got YouTube linked into here. So it begins by showing you what's recently been played on YouTube. There's last week's with Duncan Bashker and Brown. The previous week when Chris should have been here, and I ended up talking about it's okay not to be okay. So if anybody didn't see that and would like to, that was my backup topic for the night. The week before that, Graham Frost with Heart-Shaped Decisions. That was a really lovely discussion. Well worth going and watching that one. Really nice. I started a 12-week personal development program, which is like mini 5-minute videos on YouTube, 5 to 10 minutes. I got 3 weeks in when I got hit with these personal issues, so I haven't finished them, but that doesn't mean I won't finish them. So although it says 12 weeks and there are 3 weeks on there at the moment, don't think that those 3 weeks worth of content are not of value. So it was a case of downloading this and using the dots on here to keep a track of which exercises you've done or tested or track it however you want, which ones you liked, which you didn't, and find the ones that suit you to keep a track of the program. So at some point I will sit down when I'm in the right headspace myself and I will finish creating that 12-week program, because at the end of the day it will then stay on YouTube for as long as I ever leave it there, and it will still be a 12-week program. We'll class it as still in creation. The 28 Days to Cry, this sounds like a really terrible title. This is the story last year when I went through all the separation and lost my job. I moved out of my home and then I lost another job, and everything went wrong last year in my personal life, and it just went wallop, deep dive into quite a difficult place. But I then was determined to write the book and get through this and come out of the year on a better note. And I wrote the story in there. But that also led to why I started this challenge of doing the 52-week discussion. And I started this challenge with a 28-night challenge of an hour every single night for 28 days to get us through the second lockdown. So lockdown 2, this was my 28-day challenge. And if anybody downloads this, you can click on it or click on the link. You don't have to read the story, you're not forced to, but what I will say is if you go right down to page 6 and 7, there is the links there to all 28 days of the videos that we did in the original 28-day challenge. So that is all there for history. You can skip the story if you don't want to read about my misery stuff, but it just kind of made a nice little backstory behind why I did the original challenge, which then leads on to why we're doing the current series every Tuesday evening. So that's all in this magazine one here, 28 Days to Cry. And so that's where it began. So the mission of this, running off the back of that, was to connect people with inspiring stories to share with people who need inspiration. And that was just my original concept of starting this series, and it's all gone from there. And at the bottom, so for anybody who is trying to work on this from the black and white book or listening to any of the videos and wants to try and understand the emotional cycle diagram a bit more, this really is just a single page print out of what you see here. It literally, that's all it is a printout. So you've got something, if you want to sit down and make notes on it, or you want to, whatever, you can do whatever you want with it. Stick it on the wall so you've got something to look at and remind yourself of the colours and the dynamics as you learn about it. But that's just there as a free printout for anybody who needs it to help understand what's going on and about my strategy. I really can't believe that once again I am nearly 20 minutes in and my guest hasn't arrived. Same guest. I'm sure there is a reason. No messages yet, because I put my phone on silent politely. No messages yet. I really, really do hope he turns up, but I won't disappoint you a third time. Right. So where do we get to? Events and training. There is a page there for events and training, but I haven't got anything on at the moment. So moving along swiftly, media is where I've got to do some updates on here, but anywhere where I've done a podcast, or a live video or an interview or anything with anybody else around the world, I don't just bring people on this show, I join other people on their shows too. And so I've listed we're on StreamYard. Every week we join you on StreamYard, and I actually had the delights of joining Kelsey and Dana on StreamYard for a spotlight interview back in January. And that's Kai Grant who did the review. There's a news article I had there, EDP, and so there's on there. Just media bits, but I've got some more bits I've got to update on there. There is a blog. There's not a great deal of content on here at the moment, but again, it's something that will grow over time. But there are, there's more than I thought. I thought there was about 3 articles. There's about nine articles on there so far, so there's a blog. The about page is literally about me. We'll skip that, you don't need that. You can read it if you wish. And then finally the contact page. If anybody wants services, inquiries about the book, about courses, training, anything, it's here. Just contact me. Just don't forget to click it. You're not a robot, and it'll let you send the message. So that's the introduction to my website. I'm going to bring that back off screen for a bit. Stop screen. And say that I am genuinely sorry to all my viewers who have made a huge effort once again to turn out to see Chris speak. And Chris is not here. And I really don't know what else to say tonight other than thank you for joining me. That was a quick update on the website tonight. I really did not expect to have to come with a backup topic tonight, so I haven't. So I hope that at least the quick walkthrough with the website has been helpful to anybody who's watching this for the first time, and that this doesn't put you off coming to join me another week with another guest. And if you know of any guests who would like to share a story, an inspirational story of trauma to triumph, something they've been through where they feel that they want to share or they found a purpose from it. Oh, thank you. Oh, bless. Karen's put hugs. I said hi earlier, but I didn't put them up. Andrew said hi earlier. Hi. I don't know if he's still there. Karen said hi. Karen's my cousin over in America. She watches in. Hi, Karen. And finally, she's put hugs, cousin. Thank you. Oh, and hugs to you too. And congratulations on the wedding. Her daughter just got married this week, so big congratulations. All good news all round on that front. So some good things happening. We all need some good news in life. So I'm really excited for them. I am. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, Andrew. My God, Andrew's still here. Yes, live from Corfu. Yes, you're on holiday. How is it going? My goodness. Corfu. That's the first time I've had somebody calling in live from Corfu. Thank you. Hi. I've got as far as getting my cranberry juice, but I haven't got anything stronger in it tonight yet. So I hope you're enjoying something good. And yeah, oh bless, thank you. So yes, thank you so much for joining me. And I do feel a little bit disappointed to let you down twice in a row after setting expectations for a really good conversation tonight. And like I said, I'm sure something will come up to say why he hasn't arrived again, but we'll find out. Very good, nice speaking. We'll pop in next week. Oh, bless. Yeah, I haven't, Andrew wouldn't have heard yet, but I've also made the decision today to step out of networking for a little while, as well as stepping back from the business a bit. So yes, do keep in touch, Andrew. Either way, keep in touch. And the same to Karen, we'll speak soon. And I am going to cut this short tonight and just say I'm absolutely grateful to you all for watching in and offering me your support. And at least I can say that we've had a discussion tonight, even if it is through slightly different method. And we've kept the discussion going. Unless, of course, before I go, anybody has any questions about emotional awareness or wants to keep this going till the hour, I'm quite happy to. I'll give you a couple of minutes so to say if anybody's got any questions, do. And if not, I'm going to wrap this one up short tonight and say really, really appreciate your support. And I know, especially for Karen, thank you. You've come back repeatedly. Yvette's normally here. I haven't seen Yvette on tonight, which is unusual, so she'll probably catch the replay later. And yes, I know my dad always watches the replay as well, so hi Dad. And be interesting to hear what he says. Once again, he always gives me some feedback every week, bless him. And I don't mind, I like feedback. I always like feedback, so it's good. Right, well thank you ever so much everybody for joining me again this evening, and for everybody who's watched in. Well done for tonight, we'll keep in touch. Oh bless, thank you Andrew, and you absolutely enjoy Corfu. And it's 28 degrees here today, so I hope you haven't been cut short over there, and I'm pretty sure you haven't. But yeah, very warm in the UK today. So but yeah, take care and see you all soon. Hugs and healing to all. and we'll see you again next Tuesday. No, I may or may not next Tuesday. As I said, depends on what's happening with the arrival of the new grandchild. But I will keep you all updated. But next week, week after that, certainly by the third week, I will be back with another live show, some new guests, and at some point we will make it to 52 entire discussions. That's the deadline. It's not a Christmas deadline, it's a get to number 52. That's the challenge. And thank you so much, and keep sharing. Not necessarily tonight's, I understand, but yeah, great about the website. But do go back and check out all the others in the playlist for 52 week discussion. There are some really, really powerful stories in there for some really great speakers. So take care, love to all, and see you soon. Bye.